You're in the Gemini spacecraft, and the attitude control maneuvering electronics start going crazy. You're about to die. What do you do? This program is brought to you by a great group of Patreon subscribers. Go to our Patreon page to read more. Join our Patreon supporters and get exclusive content and product discounts. In this issue of Spacecraft Guide, we're going back to the Gemini spacecraft, and this episode is going to go over the switches that control the re-entry system for the astronauts to re-enter the atmosphere and land back on Earth. And that's the Re-Entry Ring Selector Switch. And when you click on it, it takes you to the Re-Entry Ring Selector Switch. And you can see that from the propulsion system, this selects the type of control for Re-Entry Control System, or the RCS, Re-Entry Control System. The RCS ACME, which is the Attitude Control Maneuvering Electronics, mode is selectable as a means of firing the RCS thrusters using the Attitude Control Maneuvering Electronics, okay, the ACE here. The RCS, or Re-Entry Control System, Direct Mode is selected as an alternate means of manually firing the RCS thrusters and bypassing the Attitude Control Maneuver Electronics. So as you can see here, you have the ACME, and then you have Direct. Now, why did they do this? Well, the reason why is because this was all computer generated, and for the astronauts and the technology back then, they did something different than they do today. They didn't trust computers. So if something was happening, they cut that system out and went right to firing the thrusters by hand without it going through the computer. Now, many computers today, or many airplanes today, use the type of system where you go through a computer no matter what, so you don't overstress the aircraft. And you cannot go to direct control of the aircraft. Now that the Airbus does that, where they limit the amount of force at from the computer on what you can put onto the control surfaces or into the to fly the airplane. And in Boeing, it goes right to the control surface. It's direct. So this system is very old, and they just didn't trust computers back then, is what was going on with the system. So if we go a little bit deeper into general, we'll see that the Attitude Control and Maneuvering Electronics, the ACME system, provides control circuitry to attain and maintain a desired spacecraft attitude or velocity. Okay, so you have a selector down here, that the Attitude Control Mode Selector, and if you look back at the inside of the interior of Gemini, you'll see that switch, and you have 4 separate subsystems: the Attitude Control, the OAME, and a powered inverter for 2 identical rate gyro packages. And again, this is all a computer to help with the control of the spacecraft. And that's what the ACME is. Now, for our Patreon subscribers, we're going to go into the schematics of how this works. So it's not too late. This is not only for our paying subscribers, but our free subscribers. So if you want to subscribe to us to free, not late to do that, and you'll be able to look at the schematics with me today. So if we click on schematics,